talking about this on the podcast that I did with my friend Matt Fulcheron, the comedian.
Yep.
And the name of his podcast is called Roadheads.
Yep.
But I was talking about this on that show, and I was saying that I grew up in a time when we didn't have computers. You know, we didn't have handheld devices that would just give you all the answers. So you had, if you wanted to really learn something or study something, you had to go to the library.
You had to look in the, what were they called?
Huh?
The card catalog.
The card catalog.
Or microfiche.
Yeah. Microfiche.
Like microfilm, microfiche.
Documents and look something up. If you wanted to learn it.
Or your Encyclopedia Britannica. We were World Book. I could still smell them.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm glad that I grew up in that time, because now when I want to find something out, I know where to go for information.
Right.
But, I mean, God bless the internet. I mean, certainly you can find a whole lot of information.
Yes, but you also have to be really careful about what sources you're looking at, right?
I agree with
people
that.
There's people that don't realize that Babylon Bee is a satirical website, like The Onion. You know, everybody knows The Onion's been around for a long time, and everybody knows that The Onion is satirical. But there's people that share. I've seen people share Babylon Bee stories, not realizing that they're satirical.
Oh, I've seen people fall for The Onion,
right?
And think that that's real news.
Oh, The Onion just put out and said that they can't do it anymore.
There's too much of a blurring.
News
right?
is the same. You know, they can't make up anything.
They can't. No, the real news has become so far-fetched and wild.
Farcical.
Yeah. It's farcical.
Right.
So Amy Morazes is on air with us today because we didn't have a guest from the community or from the business. So our new technical advisor is joining us on air.
So we got 2 Amy's and a Matt.
2 Amy's and a Matt. And a microphone. 3 microphones.
3 mics.
Yeah.
So that's what we are just talking about.
Just chatting about the political environment.
About how you can educate yourself, and how it's not that easy for some people to live in blissful ignorance.
Right. Like I wish that I could.
I am envious of those that can and do. It's just not me, man. It's just not within my blood. I think too, I wasn't raised. So one, we talked about the raised thing, right?
Right.
But 2, and I feel this, and somebody's going to disagree with me out there. If you haven't figured it out by now, I don't care. I also feel, because of my race and who I am, there was a time in my life, and unfortunately I see it coming back more and more today, you had to be aware of what was going on around you, because you'd get hurt.
Right.
Get hurt.
Sure.
If you went someplace you weren't supposed to be, or got around somebody who had something to say,
you got to be aware of your surroundings and of the climate, if you will, like in your own neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that as a business person, you also have to be aware of the climate, like you do your business in Pottstown. So you have to be aware of what's happening in the town, things that might affect the market.
Sure.
Right, things that might affect real estate prices, and there might be local things happening, ordinances or codes or whatever. You got to be aware of all that stuff.
No, you do. If you really want to be a good real estate agent, yes, you got to spend a lot of time educating yourself on your business. And I think that could be said for anything: video production, law firm. Your best lawyers, your best video producers are the people that put the time and effort in to learn their craft, learn their art, and learn what goes into it, right?
And also just generally know what's going on in the world.
Yes.
You know? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just generally.
Let's
just know what's going on in the world. You know, I've talked about it before. We're one of the 5 people that still get a printed newspaper. Do your parents get the paper?
My parents still get the paper.
Yeah, we still get the paper.
We don't get the paper anymore now.
Yeah.
We used to until about 2 years ago.
I just rely on digital versions of the newspaper, and I subscribe to like 3 of them.
Right.
But they're all online.
Yeah. I've toyed with doing the online New York Times subscription, because sometimes that free 3 articles a month just isn't enough.
It's not enough. Well, that's why I subscribed, because I was tired of getting cut off.
Yeah. Right. Somebody posts an article and you're like, I really want to read that. So if I were to do an online newspaper, it would probably be either the New York Times or the Washington Post. Probably the New York Times, just because
I do New York Times, Washington Post, and then to figure out what's going on in the other side of the country, the Los Angeles Times.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Those three.
Yeah.
I should probably get some Midwestern newspaper,
In
like
Chicago,
the
like
Des Moines Recorder.
The Des Moines Register, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think it is
Yeah.
the Register or the Recorder or something. I should find out, or it's just like Chicago.
The Chicago Tribune.
Yeah,
I don't even know
something.
what Chicago papers are still functioning these days.
Huh?
I don't even know what Chicago newspapers.
I bet you it's the Tribune. That
There's
was a pretty big one,
Well,
wasn't
that's
it?
what I thought it was the Tribune.
I think it is.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's what we're talking about, folks. Hopefully, Porchcast has done a little bit of that for the people that watch
Very
it.
hyper local.
We're hyper local. We do talk about some national stuff. I
Yeah.
think we spent a lot of time talking about the census and voting, and we've been very careful to try to keep our information as accurate as possible. We've had business leaders, community leaders on the show to talk about what's going on. We have politicians on the show to talk about their platform and their views.
We have, and we are, and we will. We have another politician coming up on Thursday.
Yeah, Joe Cerise is going to come in on Thursday, so make sure that you can tune in with us on Thursday for Joe Cerise. He's the state representative for the 146 district.
Right, and 146th covers the other side of Pottstown that's not covered by the 26th. And Joe's been a big advocate for Pottstown. He is out and about in the community. I mean, he's everywhere. When there's an event, he is there, and he gets his hands dirty. You know, he rakes leaves over at Edgewood, and he does community pickups, and he's been a really big advocate for Pottstown. I saw Joe at Costco on Saturday night. We know how to have a good time on a Saturday night, going to Costco. Us and 4 million of our closest friends. Man, it was packed there.
Was it really?
Oh, my gosh, it was packed.
I try to stay away on the weekends.
Yeah. First, we went to the outlets. I needed to go to one store. One store. That's it. I was like, I'm just going into one store and out. There was a line at the Nike store. There had to be 100 people in that line.
You know what? There is always a line in
Why
the Nike
don't under like
store.
what
I don't
could
know
you
what's in that
possibly?
Nike store that they're selling.
What are they giving away in there? That there was 100 people waiting in line. My gosh.
Well, some of those stores are also limiting how many people can come in at any one time, too.
Yes, I understand that, but
Well,
it
they're
was
limiting
really.
correctly. I mean, have you ever been over to Bed Bath and Beyond? I was on this.
No, that's not my...
No, you don't. Go,
Yeah.
Anyways, there's a sign up. and
You
it
don't like to
says
browse around Bed Bath?
382 people can go in.
What?
How many?
382 people.
That seems like a lot. I don't know. That just seems like a
So
lot.
if that's
a lot of Bed Bath and Beyond.
that's the beyond.
Bath and bathroom.
Yes.
Tchotchke.
I don't think
Yes.
they let that many people in on like on like Black Friday.
Right, like doorbusters.
Yeah, doorbusters. You get like 20 people and then stop.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
can't imagine. So that must mean that their full capacity is 600 and something. If it's at 50% capacity right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not not
There it is.
interested in that at all. Whoa! There we go.
So we got some people watching.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm saying too. I've been looking at some of our analytics and stuff like that. Facebook analytics are doing great. So thanks for joining us on Facebook. I do want to remind everybody that we're also on YouTube, on Porchcast Pottstown on YouTube.
Yes.
Please take some time and subscribe to the channel Porchcast Pottstown. We need the numbers. So it's like a video game. I got to put up certain numbers to unlock certain things that we want to do on the channel. The first number that I need is 100. I need 100 subscribers.
All right, we're at 27
We're
right
somewhere
now.
close, getting close to
27.
30.
Yeah, 27.
I will say this, even if you don't intend to watch the show on YouTube,
It helps us to subscribe. It just
to it anyway. It
just
helps.
click that little button right there.
And then the other thing, too, is you're creating a backup for yourself, because if something ever happens with Facebook, or Facebook goes down, or you can't find us on Facebook, you can just switch over to YouTube and we'll be on there, too.
Or you're on vacation in China and they don't let you look at Facebook.
Right. There's a good possibility. I could see a Porchtonian winding up in China somehow. we have a pretty,
International following.
kind of crowd.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wonder if somebody in Porchcast or in China was watching Porchcast, because we've had watchers from the Middle East, Italy, the Czech Republic,
Yeah, those aren't bots.
Canada.
Those aren't bots at all. Not at all.
Canada.
Well, that's my friend Kaylee. Yeah.
We've got an international show. That's all I'm saying. I don't care if it's a Russian bot listening. It still counts.
We'll take it. It counts.
So go visit us on YouTube at Porchcast Pottstown, please, and subscribe. And then the other thing, too, is on Facebook. In addition to hitting that like button, and you can hit the like button all throughout the show. Mm-hmm. You could do that.
I'm going to look it right now.
In addition to do that, share the videos. Please share the video out to a group. If you belong in a group and you think the group might like our message, share it to that. Share it to your wall. All you have to do is hit the share button, and it'll share over to your wall. If you know how to share it to a group, share it to a group. It helps us get the message out. It helps. The more people that watch the show, the more people that are exposed to it, the more Facebook wants to show it to people.
Yes.
So it'll
show up. Yes. And also send me your news and your information. So I always like to have lots of stuff to share because I know people like to know what's happening in the neighborhood, in the town, in the area. So I got a whole stack of news that we'll get to in a little bit.
All right.
Gosh, you'd almost think there's an election going on or something. With the amount of mail that I'm getting. I had 6 pieces of mail the other day from various, PA Democrats and local Democrats and candidates, and I would say that they're pretty well targeted because I'm not getting anything from the candidates of the party with which I'm not registered.
So I get a little bit of Republican mail, which I just throw in the trash.
I stopped getting things from the current president's campaign. I was getting a lot in the springtime
just to see what was going on, what they were up to.
No, it was just coming into my mailbox. I got my gold card. I got that one.
What's a gold card?
Yeah, what's a gold card?
It was a gold card that had the president's name on it. I know you don't like to say his name.
It didn't have your name on it.
No, it had my name. I had it sitting up here.
I have a friend.
It was sitting up here for a while. I think I finally got rid of it, but it was. And
you get special things with that gold card.
And so I think I get nothing.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I get nothing and like it.
Give.
Yeah. So I would. They did have some prepaid. It's envelopes, so I, to send back a pledge, and I would send it back with very not nice things written, a lot of them.
So I had a friend.
So after doing that 4 times, I think maybe I finally got taken off the list.
I got you. I had a friend who signed up for all that stuff just to see what they were up to. He wanted to see what their messaging and what they were up to.
Right.
But then he got so disgusted.
He couldn't take it anymore.
Looking at it.
Well, I didn't mind that they were sending it to me because I figured if they were sending it to me, they were wasting money, and maybe not,
away from other people.
and maybe not sending it to somebody that might fall for it.
Right.
But my favorite thing about the letters that would come from the incumbent president's campaign were the way that they were. The letter was addressed. It didn't have a date at the top. It didn't have September 21st, 2020. Okay. It would say Monday morning. Like that, at the top of a letter, you put Monday. It would just say Monday morning as the date of the letter. What the?
That's like film noir type stuff.
Right? Yeah, it was bizarre. As somebody who used to work in the direct mail world, I was.
It was Monday
perplexed.
Morning. Mike Hammer.
Yeah, it was like here. Sam Spade, right?
Yeah.
Some oldie time.
Yeah.
Oldie time movies,
like a scratchy soundtrack.
Yeah,
bad lighting
with a phone, with a fan moving slowly in the background.
Maybe that's what he was going for.
Yeah, I know. What sort of bird do we have? Where's Broglie? What is that?
It's
Good grief!
There's a. Do you know what? So maybe at some point in time we'll have to go back to trivia. Do you know what a group or a flock of crows is called? I do. What's it called?
I do know. It's called a murder.
A murder of crows.
There are a lot of groups of animals that are called interesting things, like pods.
Yes, that's whales.
Yes.
Dolphins are also pods.
Yeah. Yes. I can't think of anything else.
A flock of crows is a murder.
A murder.
I don't want to get close to that. Then.
A murder of crows.
Of crows are coming.
That one sounded like it was pretty aggressive out there.
They live up here in the church, and they're always around. And in the morning and in the evening, they make a lot of noise.
Yeah. So we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do here. We're going to bump up against the end of daylight savings time.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we're going to be falling back.
Yes. and it's going to be dark. Yeah, so
we're gonna have to talk about that.
We're gonna have to talk about that. I will throw this out.
Does somebody want to build us a studio?
When you ask, ye shall receive.
That's what my mom always says. Ask and you shall receive.
Especially with Porchtonians.
Yeah.
Have shown themselves to be problem solvers time and time again.
Right.
If somebody has an enclosed porch,
that would work.
That would work.
Yeah.
I think I want to talk to William Paul Barogley because he has that big window in the front of his office.
He does have that big window. He does.
He's got that big picture window right there.
Yes.
And it already has his logo on it. He would be getting street cred like every single... Well, I was over there
He'd be like a built-in sponsor just by virtue of his signage, right?
Yeah. I was over there the other day, and I was looking at the window because I thought it would be neat that if we were sitting inside and the camera was outside looking through the window.
So we could be warm, but our camera person would be freezing their butt off.
No,
I'm going to be freezing.
Amy's like, all right, this is what we're getting to.
We have this new 15-foot cord. The camera would just be out there all by itself. We would all be inside.
Okay, I think we would have to maybe look at the logistics of that.
It's experimentation worthy.
You might need a little bit more than 15 feet. I don't know.
I think 15's the longest one I could get for the time being.
Well, that makes
Right.
sense.
Or we could figure out how to use that Wi-Fi thing.
You don't want to go Wi-Fi. I've
I
had
don't
so much trouble with Wi-Fi lately.
All right.
Just stay cabled.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I think that's a
technical experts.
good rule of thumb is to
let's
if
say
you can have it hardwired,
This
it's
is why
always
I'm
better,
the
right?
creative department. I could think this shit up.
The creative think tank over there. Yeah.
Well, anyway,
All
if
right.
somebody has a covered or enclosed porch, let us know, and we might be able to work something out. And then I don't know. I'm still kind of thinking about Brogley's place.
Yeah.
And that would give people the option of driving by and still seeing us because they could see us through the window, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know.
It would
We'll
be
have to see.
the whole logistics of our geography would be a whole lot easier if it wasn't for COVID.
Right.
Right?
There was some people who
Yeah.
tuned in. Nicole
Yeah.
Vickers Max is watching.
Hello.
Jennifer Ann.
Laura says maybe Steel River can build a porch set inside. Oh, that would be so fun.
That would be nice. We owe
right?
Steel River another show
We
because
do.
the first time that we went down there, our one microphone was really crappy.
Yeah.
So I would like to go back and do another show with them. So I mean, that
would be fun, Laura. That's a really cute idea. Like they could build us a porch as a set.
porch as a set.
Inside,
That would be cute.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Amori brothers have offered us some space, so maybe it's time to circle back with the Amoris. We have options.
Yes, we have options as winter is coming, as they
Yes.
say on Game
and
of Thrones.
daylight savings time.
Yes.
Do you ever see there's a town out in Indiana and one side of the way the boundaries are?
Sure.
The one side has daylight savings time and the other one doesn't?
Yeah, there's I think there's a couple of states where where that happens.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Indiana
them
is
off
one
the top. I'm just talking.
because the time Eastern time and Central time goes right through that part of Indiana. And I think there might be parts in Arizona,
Isn't it
but I'm
Utah or somebody out there, like maybe Utah doesn't.
Yeah.
change their
Arizona,
time.
I think.
One of those
doesn't.
flyover
Yeah.
states.
South Carolina passed a bill saying that they were going to change, which I told my son that would be kind of funny if they don't.
I think the entire area has to change. I don't think one state can
Yeah,
just
I
opt
think
out
that
of,
would be
of daylight
okay.
savings
Just do whatever
time.
you want.
Right?
I think that's pretty much the new way.
Oh, right. Every state is just left to their own
every man for
devices.
himself.
They can just do whatever the heck they want. Yes.
Let's see who else
Hello.
is tuning in. Sue Repco is tuning in.
Joe Rasevich is here. Hello.
Karen Primavera Fleming.
Hello. So I can't see any of those people.
Oh, they must be. Judy
that-
Green, the executive
Yeah.
producer, has tuned in.
Yeah, my mom is here.
Laura Cohen.
Laura Cohn is here. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Port St. Joe, Florida, is a dividing line between Central and Eastern time.
Oh, so
but that's a timeline that is a little bit more gradual because the further you go west, the time changes anyway. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I think
even
that-
across Pennsylvania, there's a matter of 15 to 20 minutes time difference.
Time?
Actual.
No.
What are you talking about?
Sunset.
You're talking about sunset. No,
Yeah.
we're talking about the
Sunset,
time. We're
not
talking
time.
about Eastern time zone, Central time zone,
Right.
Mountain time.
I'm talking about the actual
You're talking about sunset.
Natural time.
Oh, well, yeah.
You're getting all esoteric over there.
I'm sorry.
I'm talking about time zone, central
All right.
time zone. What time does the news come on? Is it 9 o'clock or is it 8 o'clock?
I got you.
I like that when I lived in Chicago. It was central time zone and everything came on an hour early.
When you're traveling across country, they have those big signs, right?
Yes.
You are now entering. It's like
Yeah.
a wall.
Yeah, well, now your phone changes automatically, so you don't have to, like, update your clock or your watch as you're driving.
Nicole
Yes.
Matz is saying she's got tickets to Fresh Air Live with Terry Gross and Nita Totenberg.
Oh, fun.
What could
what
be
is there?
better than Porchcast Pottstown and Fresh Air in one night?
Oh, well, that's very kind, Nicole. I guess you don't get out very much, but thank you. That's very nice of you to say. So that is online event tonight, Fresh Air Live.
I would love
I wonder
to
what
be
they're gonna
able
be talking
to
about.
pull off their sound aesthetic that they have on Fresh Air, but I don't think that I have the voice for it.
Oh, well, I don't listen to it. It's been a long time since yeah. Is it one of those ones where, like, it's got, like, clinking glasses in the background and, like, street sounds?
Or they're very
okay.
soft-spoken, and the audio's, like, really good and clear. You have to listen to it one night.
All right.
It's good.
Neither one of us is soft-spoken. I don't think we're pulling that off.
We can't pull it off. There's no way we'd be able to pull that off. We just don't have the personalities for it at
Demure?
all.
Not
No,
happening.
Not happening.
No, I'm a demure as a bull in a china shop, right?
Well, that's cool, man. Enjoy your show.
Yes, have a
Oh,
good
Arizona's
time.
not used
Yeah, so they do not.
Arizona does not do daylight savings time.
So they just are the same time all year. Like, how does that happen? They just don't change.
I don't know. I've never had to deal with it.
Right? Is that confusing if people work in I don't I'm going to have to look into that. I'm going to have to read up on that.
Sorry, boss.
We're not an
But
agrarian.
I'm not really late.
Right. I'm not observing daylight savings time, so I'm really not late. So we're not an agrarian society anymore. Can't we do away with that nonsense?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I mean, why do we still do it? I've never really heard any kind of. I don't pay attention enough to it. Maybe that's one thing I can honestly say I'm blissfully ignorant of.
Right.
Like, I've never paid attention.
Right. Well, if you were really truly
finally found
if
something.
you were truly blissfully ignorant, you wouldn't observe it. You would just stay on the same.
Know why?
Yeah.
All right.
Now it's going to launch an entire investigation
Yeah.
in order to figure out why we're still doing it.
All right. I'll see if I can research some of that. Maybe get a little daylight savings time trivia going for the next show.
Listen, folks, to those that just tuned in today, we have Amy Mrazis on with us. She's our new technical advisor. Amy Wolf and I are just going to be kind of just talking a little bit because we didn't have a guest today. I did talk earlier about please help us out by sharing, and subscribing to the show. Please subscribe to the show on YouTube. We need subscribers on YouTube. Even if you don't plan to watch the show on YouTube, go over to YouTube and subscribe anyway.
Yeah.
It's also a good backup because if Facebook goes down, we're also going to be on YouTube, and vice versa. If YouTube goes down, we'll be on Facebook.
Right.
Help us out. I want to try to unlock. I'm playing a video game with YouTube. 100 points is my first level. I need to level.
You need to level up.
Yeah. Facebook, we're leveling up very nicely on Facebook, so I appreciate all the support that we're getting for the show on Facebook. Remember, it does count. We are all graded on class participation. Like, share, subscribe. That's all I have to say. Do you have news?
I do. I have a big stack of news.
Repco
Yeah.
saying,
Hey, Sue. Sue is joining us from Maine.
Maine.
Yeah.
And listen, folks,
she's OG Pottstown.
She
but
is
she lives
OG
in Maine.
Pottstown.
Yeah.
I met Sue. Well, I knew her dad, Dick Repco.
Okay.
And Dick was a substitute teacher, and he also played the trumpet in the St. Al's band, and I was in the choir. So I knew Dick from hanging out in the choir loft. I joined the choir because I couldn't sit still.
Right.
And I'd always get in trouble at church.
Yeah.
So if I was up in the choir loft, I was singing, and I could move around.
And you can move around, right.
So, and then, so I knew Dick, and then Dick was a gunsmith.
Yep.
And I would go to Dick and talk guns. Mm-hmm. But that's how I know the Repco family. But I specifically met Sue through Mosaic Community Land Trust. When I was a cop,
Right.
she was one of the first people that was taking care of the garden over there on Chestnut Street.
Right, and there used to be the police outpost.
Yeah, it was
over
right
there.
down the street. So I went
Yep.
there to get the code for the lock for the gate so that we would know what the code was, and I
Right.
started talking to her, et
Yeah.
cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
At that time, they were talking about doing something with orchards, and that really intrigued me. And I thought that
Interesting.
maybe I would take the class. There
Right.
was some program where if you had somebody that was willing to take care of the trees, to
Okay.
go to the class, that like Penn State or somebody else was giving away fruit trees.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
But I don't think it never
Didn't pan out.
came to fruition.
But the intention was there.
the intention was there.
Right.
That's how I know Sue Repco.
Right. Well,
Thanks
thanks
for
for
watching,
tuning in, Sue. Appreciate it. She says, I totally remember that. You were on a bike. Question mark.
I was not on a bike.
No, not on a
I
bike.
walked down from the substation.
You were walking the beat.
Yeah, I was walking around the hood.
All right, so let's talk about some news. I would like to remind everyone I've been getting all of this great mail, but vote for our friend Paul Friel if you live over here in this area of Pottstown. So vote for Paul Friel. He is trying to unseat the long-term Republican incumbent.
Yes.
In the what'd you say, 26?
It's the 26th.
Yes.
Can I see that real quick?
Yeah. Oh, there it is. 26.
Yep,
Paul
26th
Friel.
district.
And here's his priorities.
It's all stuff we talk
Yeah.
about on the show.
Fully and fairly fund public education.
Check.
Yes, please. Reform property tax.
Check.
Yes, please. Cap medical insurance copays and premiums.
Please.
Yes, please. Support local business.
Yes.
Enact sound environmental policy.
Yes.
Yes. Support infrastructure and road
Infrastructure
maintenance.
and road maintenance.
Let's sing our song, Paul Friel. And a new energy, new approach, your new voice in Harrisburg.
This is every
Love
single
it.
thing we've talked about on the show at one time or
Yes.
another. I'm for this guy.
Yep, me too.
Hey, go back and watch his episode. It was a good episode. People like
Yeah.
that episode.
Now,
We've
I
had
was
thousands
hoping-
and thousands of people watch that episode.
I was hoping that I would get a piece in the mail that says "Get busy, Pottstown,"
I
but
think we're going to have to put that together for
I
him.
think that was a little bit. He probably had this stuff in the works already.
In the works.
In the works already, but maybe moving forward, he can have "Get busy, Pottstown." That was in response to the closing of the maternity ward at Pottstown Hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a comment or there's something that you want us to talk about or something you want to chime in, please type it in the comment
Yeah.
box, as we do monitor the comments on the show, and the show is nothing without your participation.
Yes. All right. So I don't have any official information on this, but I did tune in to Matt Moyer from Rupert Elementary School was doing a Facebook Live this afternoon at
Okay.
Art Fusion. So he
Okay.
was over there with Julie from Art Fusion and talking about some free take-home art kits that are available through the Pottstown Neighborhood Partnership. So you just have to call Art Fusion. ArtFusion19464.org is their website. So they have free take-home art kits available for kids. They also have some free classes for kids and teens. They've got a Clay Academy, which is in person, an Art Academy, which is online. You do need to apply for those. So go over to artfusion19464.org and check out the free art type of resources they have available. I love Art Fusion. It is one of my favorite places in Pottstown. So check that out. All right, Nicole.
Matt Moyer does a lot of stuff, man.
He does. He's
that.
a
He's
really-
got that YouTube channel for Rupert, and he does stuff on Facebook,
Yeah,
and he's got his
very
own
engaged.
podcast.
Yep.
Matt Moyer's doing it,
Yeah,
man.
Bugs Bunny playing all the bases.
Local boy done good.
Yeah. Nicole is saying Laura Johnson is presenting to Rotary tomorrow on fair funding. That's great. We got to get with Laura and have her on the show.
I've talked to Laura. Laura's willing
Yeah.
to come on the show. We just have to set up a date for her to come, but she does
Yep.
want to come. So,
Yep.
yes, that's
She
in the
is
works.
the champion for fair funding.
See how I threw that in there again?
I did. I see it. I'm picking up what you're laying down. All right, Trellis for tomorrow. This is another great project or organization that gets kids out learning about planting and growing and harvesting and fighting food insecurity through their own efforts. So they have a program called Season of Solidarity, standing together with neighbors in need, October 1 through December 1. So this is going on, through December 31st. This is going on now. We invite you to join in support and celebration of our collective impact as we stand together in solidarity with those in need. I'll find a link and put this up. But they have different contribution levels. Like at $100, you can get Recipe for Life cards.
Trellis for tomorrow.
Trellis for tomorrow. 250 Tips for Exceptional Growth video series for $375. Our Garden to Your Table local meal basket for $2. That sounds really cool.
They do have
Yeah.
they have a crop share program that people can sign up for too.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty interesting thing. And
Yeah.
then last year, the year before that, I sponsored the lunch program for their kids that they have. So what Trellis for Tomorrow does is they bring kids in from all over the community in the local area, and they teach them everything from farming up to getting the goods and produce that they raise to the market.
Yep.
So it's this. They teach them this
Vertical.
vertical integration.
Right.
They also teach them about food security, social justice, things of that nature.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing something with them through Glocker Realty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the works of putting it together.
Let's just see
It's
how
gonna
many
be totally
times we
in my
can
head.
drop it, right?
So we're going to be talking about Trellis for Tomorrow a little bit more on each show. But we are going to be setting up a donation through Glocker Realty and Insurance for Trellis for Tomorrow. I thought that people outside of Pottstown and the rural areas would wrap their head around the fact that it's farm related and teaching kids about growing and farming and stuff. So I thought it would be an organization and a fundraiser that could reach across the borders between urban and suburban and rural.
Right. I enjoyed following their posts over the summer and watching the pictures of what the kids were doing. So they've got all these different contribution levels and what you get for these contribution levels. So I'll find a link and put that up. So interesting. Good stuff. This is from Community Health and Dental. Community Health and Dental Care presents Virtual Town Hall. This is on Tuesday, October 27th at 5:30. Finding family balance, navigating through stress. There's none of that going on these days, right?
No stress at all.
No,
we're
not
good.
at all. So this is Tuesday, October 27th at 5:30. Get helpful ideas, find a balance, ask questions. There is no charge for this, and this is online, I'm assuming, because it is virtual town hall. Yep, the pandemic.
Who's doing it?
This is Community Health and Dental Care. The pandemic has brought a lot of change and stress this school year. We understand how stressful it can be trying to manage it all. We can help. Here are a few topics we will focus on: addressing stress related to virtual learning. There's a lot of that happening. Helping families apply effective coping skills to deal with stress. And you can submit questions that you have in advance. So I will find a link for that and put that up.
I did see that, and I got to give them a little bit of a shout out too, because I just switched the kids over to there as their primary care because our former
great.
doctor stopped taking the insurance.
Yeah.
So I needed something until we could find another doctor. So we went over to Community Health and Dental, and I got them signed up. It was super easy to switch the records, and we went and saw a nurse practitioner there. Could not have been happier.
Great.
So keep
And
them
they're-
in mind too.
Are they at the mall now?
They
Community
are at
Health
the
and
mall.
Dental? Okay.
And they have different, like if you don't have insurance, it's based upon your salary. So you can fill out a form and get assistance if you don't have insurance or you have some health need that's not covered by
Right.
insurance. It was just the quickest and easiest place that I could get the kids, because I had to get Pat in to see because he's struggling with this mono, and our regular doctor who we had gone to for years will not see us anymore.
Right. That's it.
So I
You're done.
called those folks up, and like I said,
Good.
we could not have been happier with the visit that we had with
Great.
them. So I would recommend them if you're looking.
Excellent.
Heather
Glad to hear
Moyer Daly is saying, Heather Moyer is, she gave me her title, and it's long and kind of complicated.
She works in the school district, right?
She does. She's the
Okay.
21st Century Grants Coordinator.
Okay, got it.
I think that's what she told me.
Yeah,
Basically.
that sums it up.
She's saying that Pottstown Pride is still registering, so you can contact the school district and ask about Pottstown Pride. She's saying something about teachers are now delivering supplies personally to families who cannot pick up so that they can participate.
Oh,
I'm
that's-
guessing that's
wow.
supplies needed for the Pride programs.
Right.
If you could just clarify that, Heather Moyer Daly, that would be helpful.
That is great, and that's very generous of the teachers to deliver the supplies.
Bobby Flam!
Very nice. Thanks for checking in, Bob.
Pride is a
are
great
doing
program. My daughter loves it, says Crystal R. Johnson.
Thanks for tuning in. All right. Next weekend is Halloween.
Dave Charles is sending his greetings.
Hey,
Dave is
Dave.
going to be on the show
The 29th.
Tuesday.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
Tuesday?
did he push it back?
I don't know. I wrote it on our
I wrote it
calendar.
down too. Dave's going to be on an upcoming episode talking about the Strive Initiative.
Oh, the 27th.
The 27th.
Yeah, that's next Tuesday.
Yep.
Yes.
Dave's going to be on the
Exciting.
27th talking about Strive.
Excellent. All
Heather
right.
Moyer says it includes, Heather Moyer Daily
Okay.
includes supplies for academics as well as enrichment depending on what their enrichment choice is.
Got it.
There you go.
All right. Thank you for that information. Lots of programs out there and lots of resources for folks. So you just got to know where to look, or you can just listen to Porchcast and we'll tell you about them.
Yeah, reach out to us.
Halloween is coming up next weekend.
Yeah.
Trick-or-treating, from what I understand, is from 6 to 8 in Pottstown. I don't know if there are guidelines as far as like safety goes.
I've seen stuff on the Montgomery County websites.
Right.
As far as
But
Well,
I don't know about the
tips.
bird. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
specifics.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
Wear a mask.
Yeah.
And go trick or treat.
Here's the great thing about
Isn't that the whole isn't that the whole idea?
here's the great thing about Halloween.
They all wear
The
masks.
mask
Wear the
gets
mask.
incorporated.
yeah.
So yeah.
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 So
See, also just don't be the Lone Ranger, because then your mask is in the wrong spot. Right.
Then you'll just see eyes.
Yes.
There's eyes coming.
So, or Hamburglar. You gotta have the mask on in the right place of the face. So, but there are some things happening. Our friend Pam Gormish Doherty at Blue Zen is having a haunted house. So that is from 5 to 8 on the 31st at Blue Zen Wellness Collective. She is at 28 South Charlotte Street, and she is going to have 3 spooky rooms for kids to go through. She is very COVID cautious. She is very, very safe. So I know she will have that laid out in a very safe way. There will be candy and photo ops, free for all ages. And Pam's a really neat person. I think that she's going to have a really cool haunted house layout for the kiddos. So that is at Blue Zen on Halloween. Also on Halloween... Halloween and Fall Craft Show. So if you're crafty, that is on Halloween afternoon from 10 to 3.
Where that at?
The Alley at 228 High Street. So this is a join your favorite local craft and retail vendors for the Alley's last day open for business for the 2020 season. So that will be their last day that they're open.
December 31st. Excuse me.
October. Begin ahead of yourself over there. Oh, so
October 31st.
get a head start on your holiday shopping. So there's a bunch of vendors that
And this
are
is going
listed
down at the
here.
alley.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you could get a beer and then do a little shopping or something.
Yes. Oh, and one of my favorite vendors is going to be there, made by Morel.
Who dat?
So she makes things out of forks and knives and cutlery. She makes like wind chimes and things like that.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Hold on, I got this.
Do you have something?
I do.
Amy's.
I bought this.
Oh, you like literally had
I
it.
know. I bought this for my Aunt Louise, who I
Okay.
don't know if she watches the show. I hope she's not watching the show because I want this to be a surprise for her. But if my mom is still watching, you will know why Aunt Louise will love this. You see it, Amy?
Oh, now I see. Oh, boy.
Yeah, this is the fork you guy. So I got this for my Aunt Louise. So Aunt Louise, if you're watching, sorry it's not a surprise, but I'll get
So
this in the mail for
if
you.
we're being a little bit inappropriate right now, that was the signal that I gave to the Trump caravan that I thought their president was going to be a one-term president. I gave them the signal
Yes.
one term.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can see it on the. It's kind of hard to see now that
It
I'm
is
seeing the
kind of
video.
hard to
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you
anyway,
can put it
that's
up here. They'd be able to see it right here.
I like that.
So anyway, but she has
There you go.
she
Yeah, that's
has
good.
Maybe that's the Porchcast mascot.
It could be.
I might have to go down. And
You
buy
have to go get another one.
But she has
He
really
needs a
good-
beard as a head, though.
She's
her.
got all sorts of mobiles and wind chimes and things made out of old cutlery.
Oh,
So
wow.
Yeah, I
So
a little shout out to
interesting.
her. But
These
there's a lot of
characters out there.
stuff that's going to be down there. My Stampin' Pad, that's Kelly Wolfel. I like to get Kelly's cards when I'm down at the farm.
Kelly does a great job.
Yes, she does. And Bark for Life, Fresh Soap, Twisted Sisters Jewelry, Vintage Vinyl, Woodland Awakening, Words of Art by Allie J. Lots of local names on here that I recognize. So that is at the Alley from October 31st from 10 to 3.
Dave Charles is asking people to remember that he's having a free drive-in
I'm
movie.
getting to it, Dave.
Oh, all right.
Got
It's
it.
up.
I got it.
Dave, sister, got you hooked up.
I got you, brother. All right, so October. You were going to be my highlight at the end of the news here. Spread the Warmth winter coats available for kids October 24th from 10 to 2 at the Pottstown YMCA, 724 North Adams Street. If you know somebody, a kid that needs a warm coat for the winter,
Right.
one coat per child, and these are free. 10 to 2 on October 24th at the Pottstown YMCA.
Now, at one point, they were saying you had to make an appointment to come in. Is that still
It
accurate?
says there will be one coat per child. Coats cannot be tried on, unfortunately,
Yeah.
so you got to know the size. When standing in line, please maintain 6-foot separation. Masks are required when picking up coats. Due to high demand, there may be a coat limit per family. So depending on how many people show up.
So I guess
Please
it was
check
the
with your
point.
local Y branch before coming out if you're in need of multiple coats.
Right. I guess it was the point that you need to know what size jacket
Yes.
to get your kid.
Yeah, you should have a general idea of what size they wear.
It can never hurt to buy a jacket a little bit too big for a kid.
Got to put a sweater on
they-
under.
Yeah, you
grow.
can layer up. Plus,
Yeah.
they grow.
They grow.
I
So
remember.
that's the thing with those kids is that if you feed them, they tend to grow.
Ugh,
Yeah.
all the time.
Yes. All right. So this is a free community event sponsored by the Strive Initiative. That's Dave Charles. Thanks for tuning in, Dave. And this is on this coming Sunday, October 25th. It is the movie Selma, which I am looking forward to. I have not seen this movie, and when I saw that they were doing this, I signed us up right away because I'm looking forward to seeing that movie. So this is at Sunnybrook, Sunday, October 25th. Doors open at 5:30, and the movie starts promptly at 6:30. Promptly at 6:30.
It will be dark enough by then.
feeling.
It's probably a political phone call.
Say they're asking if you're going to be voting.
Huh? Yeah, Democrats?
Yeah. Let them know you're voting.
Yeah, we're voting. We got that covered here on Porchcast.
So you
Good.
must register to attend. So you can go to striveinitiative.org/event/Selma and register. So it is free, but there is, the parking lot holds a certain number of people. So
Right.
They want to know who is coming.
Selma.
Yes, and as part of this event, you will be asked to answer a few questions through text messaging. Community conversations will move forward virtually until we can safely return to in-person discussions. It is important for our community, especially as we work through larger social issues, to be able to grow and learn together and also to support one another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, that's another thing that we talked about on Porchcast. If you really want to get to the bottom of this racial and social injustice, you have to prepare yourself to be uncomfortable.
you got to have some conversations.
You're gonna hear some stuff that you don't
Yeah.
like. You might say something that somebody else doesn't like. You have to mentally prepare yourself for that. But the only way to get to the bottom of it is to talk about it.
Right, and to try to understand why that person might be saying something that you don't understand
Right.
that makes you uncomfortable. So why are you saying that? Why are you? What's your viewpoint?
What's
Where
your
are you
viewpoint?
What lens are you looking through that
Right.
you're making this observation? Because I'm looking through a different lens.
And I'm talking about real open discussion too. No one this is my opinion. No one has to legitimatize something that is blatantly racist or hateful.
Right.
It's not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There are certain things
Everybody
that are
says,
so
"Oh,
blatant that it's not. There's
I
not
don't
a matter
have to-
of the
I-
difference of opinions.
I don't have to have respect for you if you're saying that you hate blacks or you hate Jews for some crazy,
Right.
stupid, racist reason. I'm
Right.
sorry. I don't have to respect that opinion.
Right.
But I'm talking about people that actually do want to get together and have a normal conversation about what is happening in our world and in our society today.
Yes.
Be prepared to say things that might not be received exactly the way you thought they were going to be. And also be prepared to be uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Be prepared to receive a message that might make you uncomfortable. Right. And I'm talking about everybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody's got to do that. White, brown, black, Christian, Jew, or Muslim.
Right.
Yeah. We got to get to the bottom of it.
And guess what? It might be uncomfortable for a little bit, but all, as my former boss used to say, all adult growth is painful.
Yeah.
So at the end of it, you grow, and guess what? You're less uncomfortable because you now you have an understanding, and you've kind of
knowledge is power.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, here we go. Cool. Who else was saying something here? Oh, Susie Marcucci Kennedy, our literary liaison, is saying that the Selma's a great movie. Everybody should see it.
I am looking forward to it.
Paul Friel.
Hey, Paul.
Let's get busy. Paul Friel's watching. We talked about you already, buddy.
We did. I held up your held up your flyer.
Vote for Paul Friel.
Get busy.
He supports all the stuff that we support on Porchcast.
All of those things. Yes.
I mean, there's no other way. There's no other way to
all
say
of those things we love.
If you support Porchcast, you probably support Paul Friel.
Exactly.
There you go. You got your vote.
Business owner, community leader, advocate. Yes. So lots of folks getting their ballots and dropping them off. So lots of people talking about that in my news feed, that they received their ballots. I know there was a lot of anxiety. People were waiting on pins and needles for the ballots to arrive, but it seems like there's been a flood of them in the last couple of days, and people are going and dropping them off. So that is great. I am choosing to vote in person because our polling place is never tremendously crowded.
No, our polling place is never really all that crowded. There's not a lot of people there. I was talking to somebody that's concerned that there's going to be some trouble there. I really don't think that there's going to be, but just in case.
Trouble there?
Like trouble. You know, there's these like the poll watchers or whatever these people are. But I've never experienced that, and I just don't think that certain contingent of the population is going to be all that comfortable coming into Pottstown. Yeah. They're already not here for a reason.
Right.
But I did clear out my day just to be around the neighborhood.
In case you needed to.
In case I need to.
It's my neighborhood.
Tear
the lid off?
It's my neighborhood.
Yeah. So you vote at Invictus, right?
I do.
Right.
Yeah.
So Matt lives right across the street, but we are in different wards.
Right.
And different...
Hanover Street is the dividing line.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. So I vote over at the church on South Charlotte Street, over by where Deb lives.
Now, did they change your polling places?
No, mine has not.
Oh, did yours get
not changed?
Oh, yeah. Ours changed. So in the primary, it changed to the Pottsgrove middle school. And then now I'm going to Lower Pottsgrove Elementary School to vote.
Okay.
Oh, so
if I vote in person.
So it changed again, even
it
from the
changed
primary.
again, yeah.
Wow.
So you might want to make sure, look at your... We got letters last week.
That is a very
just
good...
let us know where we're going.
That
you
is
can
a
also
good point.
go
Yeah.
to montcopa.org.
Mm-hmm.
Go to voter services.
Yep.
There's a phone number. There's an email. You can ask questions. There's also a frequently asked questions section.
Right.
A friend of mine did this the other day because she was concerned that she was not going to get her mail-in ballot because she hadn't received it. So she went down to voter services, went to the office at on what the address just went right out of my head.
Montgomery Plaza?
Montgomery Plaza.
In Norristown?
Norristown.
Okay.
1 Montgomery Plaza is where Montgomery County Voter Services is located. So she went down there. She canceled her mail-in ballot.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
okay.
I didn't know you could do that.
And then voted there they gave her a ballot.
Is that a provision?
No, that would be, I think it would be like some kind of absentee ballot or something.
Okay.
So she canceled the mail-in one, got a ballot from Voter Services, voted, and then handed it right back to Voter Services. So that's an option too.
Wow.
My friend Mark Breyer also did the same thing. He said that there was a little bit of a line. He got there early, but there was a line to wait. Right. But that's another option, is to go directly to Voter Services if you're concerned.
Yes. Yeah.
And they have a procedure to help get your vote in.
There is no reason for anybody to be in the dark or confused or there's a lot of information out there, and it's pretty easy to access. And like Amy said, there are polling places that have changed. Trinita says Ward 4 to 6 changed. From Ward 4 to 6,
she's an official poll watcher.
She is a poll watcher. She put up the voter services link right there if you need it.
Yep. And remember, folks, if you live in another one of the counties around here, it's this simple. Go to Google and type in your county name and voter services. Yeah. It'll take you right to the page. There's no reason to rely on somebody stupid on Facebook.
Yeah, not knowing what they're talking about.
Go right to the source.
Right to the source. So I figured that our polling place is definitely not going to be as crowded as the Costco I went to on Saturday. So, right. So
Costco?
Yeah.
I was there over the weekend
I mean,
too.
we know how to have a good time on a Saturday night.
You went to Costco.
Yeah.
I was there on Saturday night too.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I missed you. I saw Joe Cerise there.
Did you?
Yes. Also knows how to have a good time. And then we left there and we stopped. We were going to eat at a restaurant, and they were not COVID compliant at all at this particular restaurant.
I'm sorry that you had that experience.
Yeah,
I kind of had the opposite experience when I
went
went there.
But I narked him out. I was in the mood to narc people out this weekend, so I narked him out.
Wow.
I called the.
Well, now you're like putting it right out there. So
No,
you're
I
not
didn't
even a
say-
narc
I
anymore.
didn't
You're
say
just
that.
straight up.
I didn't say the name of the restaurant.
No, we
but
didn't.
I narked it out on. So I called the health department on Sunday. Left them a message.
Oh, did you? Oh, wow.
Somebody called me back yesterday, and then somebody called me today.
Now, what are they telling you?
They just wanted to confirm the information and get some more background and some more
Details.
some more intel on what I saw, and
Dirt.
Yeah, and so I was very impressed.
So listen, folks, if you run an establishment
and you see me walk
and
in,
see
you better
Amy Wolf coming in, you better keep your game tight. She'll drop that dime on you.
Yeah. Yep. And then I narked out, and then I narked out the neighbor because his fascia's falling off of his mansard roof up there.
Oh, boy.
Well, that's dangerous up there.
You're a regular old Karen.
I am. I'm like, get out of my lawn. Get off my lawn. No, I'm worried about that next door because there's little kids over here, and I'm worried about that piece falling down and hurting somebody.
Nicole is worried that her signature has changed and it's going to invalidate her vote.
You know, I have that
really?
same worry, and I know when you go and you sign it, you can see how you signed the last time.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes I do an A, like what's on my little logo there. Sometimes I do like the circle A. You know, sometimes I do this like really weird A.
Well,
I always wonder.
You better standardize your signature over there. Did you
Well,
change
mine
it up
has
so that your kids
changed
couldn't
since you were
like forge
18.
their absentee notes? Yeah.
Mine has changed since I was 18, but what I do is
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
for
try
sure.
to form it. Because like Amy said, you can see what it looked like when
Yeah.
you go to vote. So I just
Right.
try to form the signature the way I used to.
Right.
I got sloppy over the years because it's
But if you're
faster.
mailing it in, you're not going to be able to see what
Well,
you
that's
signed
true.
the last time.
Well, you don't remember?
Right.
No, I don't
Oh.
remember. I should take a picture of it. Are you allowed
Yeah.
to do that? Are you allowed
So-
to take a picture of your... I don't
Maybe.
know. That
I don't
may not
know.
be good.
So I'd go, and it's the same.
Seems like you need to go to
guy.
voter services and
what's
ask some questions.
What's
I
the
do.
person that the election captain or
It's the
or
judge of elections.
Right. So it's always the same guy at our polling place for like 20 years. So I walk in and he's like, "Hello, Mrs. Wolf. Nice to see you. How's your son? Blah, blah, blah." I don't even think they asked for my ID because he's been the same judge of elections at our polling place for.
Couple years ago, there was a new guy that made some joke about seeing my ID. I shut that down real quick.
Yeah. That went over like a lead balloon,
Yeah, I was
right?
like, we're not doing that.
Yeah. Done.
But the same thing with you. There were so many other people that worked there that knew who I was. That like everybody just kind of laughed at that dude.
Yeah.
And we just went on about our business.
Yeah.
Trinita Lindsay's going to be a poll watcher.
Yes.
I'm not necessarily an official poll watcher, but like I have
You're
always
poll
traditionally.
vigilante?
No, I'm not. No. Just another pair of eyes in the neighborhood.
Right.
It's my neighborhood.
Right.
I can see it from where I live.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I always every time I vote in person, and I have voted absentee in the past before, but every time I vote in person, I have a tendency to hang around a little bit and talk because I always know somebody,
Right.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I just figure this time I'll just do that a little bit longer.
Right.
What the heck?
Right. For like 6 hours.
Maybe.
Right. So that's just 2 weeks from today,
Wow.
right?
Coming up fast.
I feel like
it's been going on forever.
I know.
I see. I
I
feel
know.
like this election
I'm-
cycle
4
was
years.
much shorter. I feel like it was shorter than last time because last time we had 1,000 Republican debates. Right. I mean,
Right.
there was a lot of them.
There was, like 12 candidates or something at one
Right.
point
So you
in
had
time.
that huge field of candidates, and it just kept getting whittled down. And I felt like that went on for a long time. I feel like the election cycle has been much shorter at this time
Right.
in terms of that kind of stuff,
Right.
debates and whatnot.
I want to say, like, I'll be glad when it's over, but everybody knows with the way things are going, it's not going to
not
be
gonna be
over.
over.
No, I don't think
There's-
it's not going to be good
no.
either way.
I don't think so either.
Right.
Yeah.
And we still have so much stuff to straighten out. I mean, there's so much stuff that's got to get straightened out. It's not going to be. It's not going to be an overnight change.
No, and
it took us years to get into the situation we're in now.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's going to take more years to.
Yeah, it's
I was
gonna-
going to say a
it's-
bad word, but it's going to take a long time to get ourselves back.
unscrewed.
Yes.
Is that what you were going to say?
Yes.
Yes. Gotcha.
Do you have any
So-
more news?
No,
Because I do
that
have
was
this
my
other thing.
that was my big stack. That was my big stack.
Well,
of
that's
news.
good. That almost took the whole hour.
I know.
Well, we haven't done the show in this format now for a few episodes because
I
we've been
know,
having
and
guests.
There's a lot of things happening out
Which
there.
is great. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
good.
I
Yeah.
feel
Lots of
like
activity.
that was our whole job to get this information out there to
That-
people so they'd know what was going on
That
in
was where we
Pottstown.
started. That was
Yes.
from whence we came.
So we're back a little
Yes.
bit today. All right, so here's something that we did a lot of during the stay-at-home order. I have some information here related to funding related updates for PA small businesses. Now, this is from the Small Business Development Center at Temple University. So it's the Fox Small Business Development Center at Temple University. This information was presented to us by Chris Golden, who is our financial advisor here on Porchcast. Chris is the Chief Financial Officer for Manor of Hope, which is a live-in recovery center. Residential recovery center. So anyway, Chris said that if you hear anything and you think that you are interested in trying to apply for any of these grants, that she's making herself available to help people out. You can find Chris Golden on Facebook. She's easy to find. She's an accountant. She can help you out. She's also my girlfriend, for full disclosure.
Yes.
All right. So news and updates. SBA approves simple one-page PPP forgiveness application. So there's a new application for forgiveness.
Oh,
The Wolf
that sounds very exciting.
Yeah, there is. So it's a lot simple. The U.S. Small Business Administration, in consultation with the Treasury Department, released a simpler loan forgiveness application for Paycheck Protection Program loans of $50,000 or less.
Mm-hmm.
So if you received one of those loans, there's now a simpler way to get that thing forgiven.
Great.
The Wolf administration is launching a $2.2 million loan fund supporting creative small businesses. The Creative Business Loan Fund will be made available in the form of affordable, flexible financing to small creative businesses. For example, craft manufacturers, art schools, architecture, design, and fabrication, media companies, and visual and performing arts production agencies. The fund will prioritize creative businesses located in low-income communities. Hello, Pottstown.
Yeah.
Those owned by Black, Indigenous, and people of color, or serving a diverse market. So basically, anybody
everybody in
who
Pottstown?
owns a creative business in Pottstown is going to be eligible for this.
Right. I wonder if like if Jay, like, he's got his screen printing business, if he would be eligible for that. Right?
Maybe, yeah. I mean,
Creative.
it
He
does what
the
it
design
says.
Work. He does the design work.
He
and-
does
and
design
yeah.
work, and he does T-shirts and creates all that stuff. So yeah, maybe the fund will prioritize creative businesses located in low-income communities, those owned by Black, Indigenous, and people of color, or serving a diverse market.
Yes. Well,
Eligible
that's
uses for
Pottstown
working
sure.
capital, equipment purchases, renovations to retail, production, or office space, and in limited cases, building acquisitions.
Wow.
Loan amounts vary from a few $1,000s to an average size of $75,000. Through the Bridgeway and Community First will consider requests. Though Bridgeway and Community First will consider requests up to $250,000.
Wow.
Wow.
So get on that because
Yeah.
there's not a lot of money in that thing if you think about it. It's $2.2 million. That's
Well,
going to
yeah,
go
at
quick.
$100,000 a clip, it'll go fast.
Local restaurant grants. As temperatures drop and the days get shorter, restaurants are facing an entirely new set of challenges. In response, DoorDash is providing $5,000 grants to selected small businesses. Applications open Friday, October 16th on the Hello Alice website. Hello, Alice. Recipients will be notified by December 31st. Here's one. Bay Good. Bay. Hey, Bay. Baby. Where's your baby? Black-owned Small Business Impact Fund. It's the Bay Good.
Okay.
Has teamed up with the NAACP to expand economic opportunity by offering $10,000 grants on the 15th of each month through the end of 2020.
Right. So there's still 2 more opportunities.
Yes.
Right.
Bay Good has teamed up with NAACP. The If Fund Women X. Caress Dreams to Reality Fund. 150 diverse founders will receive $1,000 grants and $1,500 coaching scholarships to execute successful crowdfunding campaigns. This goes on and on.
Yeah.
And on.
Wow. That's a lot of resources.
WebNX.
There's a lot of stuff out there.
WBENC. WebNC. Cummings. Grant for Black student females. Grant for Black student female founders. Say that 5 times fast. $6,000 funding awards to Black female entrepreneurs in STEM currently enrolled in college or university or recent college or university graduate. Grant application is October 7th through Friday, October 23rd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Precisely.
That's very precise.
That's
so
very, very
get
specific.
on that.
Yes.
Listen,
days
You better
for that
set a
one.
reminder. So,
There's
Matt, do you
more-
have a? Can you put a link to that?
Yeah,
or
what I'm
find-
going to do is I'm going to
Because
try to
it's a whole
find this, but
list there.
I'm telling you where it came from right now, and I'm going to have to go back and do my research because I'm not even halfway through it, and we're going to run out of time. I can't read through all of this
Right.
stuff. Most of it seems to be targeted towards minorities and people of color, and then also businesses that serve minority or low-income areas. So, again, if you have a business in Pottstown, we're in a low-income census tract.
Yes.
We also have what's called hub zone designation, or most of Pottstown does. So if you are a women or a minority-owned business in a hub zone, you get preferential treatment for municipal grant and government grant applications. So keep that in mind, too. I did send some information out to some folks about those hub zone opportunities. I think it was Debbie Buckley or somebody like this was looking about turning in
Yeah.
a laboratory.
Yep.
I can get you all the information that you need about hub zones. So
Okay.
reach out to me. I'm plugged into that connection through the commercial real estate stuff that I do.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do, though, is I will say this. Again, this came from the Small Business Development Center at Fox, the
Right.
Fox Small Business Development Center, which is located at Temple University. Chris Golden is the person that found this for me. Chris is on Facebook. You can find her on Messenger on Facebook. She said that if you are in need of help applying for any one of these loans or grants, she's making herself available to people who need assistance.
That's
She
very
is
nice.
an accountant. She can
Yeah.
help you out. I will try to find a link to it.
Okay. Yeah, because there was a lot of stuff in there, and a
it's-
lot of
it's- that
grants.
was a lot of
that-
stuff.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It's 3 pages full of stuff, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah,
There's 10, 11, 12 different grant programs.
Yeah, there's a lot of programs out there. It sounds like a lot of those would apply to folks that are in and around Pottstown, since we do live in such a diverse community. So,
Right.
take advantage of these things. $1,000, $5,000, 10,000, 50,000. That's a lot of money.
250,000
Yeah.
this one thing does.
Yeah, yeah.
So, get on it and reach out to Chris Golden if you want some help.
And you don't GET if you
Unless
don't ASK.
ASK.
Right?
That's what you got to do.
That's what
Hey,
we
listen,
say.
folks, I do want to remind you as we're coming down to the bottom of the
Yep.
show, Thursday we've got Joe Cerise, who's
Please.
the incumbent state representative for the 146th district, which serves just about half of Pottstown.
Yep.
So if you want to hear more about Joe's platform, he's going to be on the show on Thursday. Tune in from 5 to 6. We'll keep the camera rolling as long as we can. Remember, folks, share the show. If you want other people to tune in on Thursday, when you see that event notification come up, share it with folks. You can set up watch parties so that people in your group or on your feed can see what's going on. When Paul Friel came on, a lot of people did that, and Paul's message got out to literally thousands and thousands of people in our area.
Yes.
So remember, folks, the show does not work without your participation. Thanks for supporting.
Audra said she saw him
Porchcast.
at some other event, and she said, "Oh, I saw you on Porchcast." He's like, "Wow, I got a lot of recognition from that."
Yeah, people getting recognition from
That makes us
Porchcast.
feel good.
It does. Which
Yeah.
This leads us to another subject. If you want to come on the show
Yeah,
to
let us know.
promote your nonprofit or your organization, just contact us.
Yep.
We'll get you on the air. We do not charge any fees to nonprofit organizations for coming in to spread the message. If you are a business owner, small business owner, and you want to come on the show to talk about what your small
We'll
business
soak you
does,
for double because we're not charging the nonprofits.
I'm
so-
not charging the nonprofits, but the advertising fees, our
yeah.
advertising fees to get on as a
Yep.
small business sponsor are amazingly affordable.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
thousands,
And we'll
literally, I can
collaborate.
promise you,
Yes.
thousands of people are going to hear your message.
Yes.
Every single person that has sponsored the show, business owner,
Yep.
has been very, very happy with the results of their sponsorship. Please reach out to Amy or I if you would like to come on and be a show sponsor. You get an hour
Yeah.
to talk about what you do.
And we'll talk about you and put your logo up and. Talk
And if you
about
make food, you better bring some.
And
We'll
if you
eat it
make
right on.
food,
I will chow down
exactly.
right on camera,
Right.
unabashedly. So that's what's going on. What's the time on the Swatch Watch?
It is 6:06. So we.
Oh,
are-
we went over.
We went
Yeah,
over.
we went over.
yeah.
We're losing people. So
right.
everyone's got to go make dinner.
All right, I got to go make dinner too. All right, this has been the latest episode of Porchcast. Remember to tune in Thursday at 5. I am Matt Green at Glocker Real Estate. I am your local real estate expert. Please call me for help selling and buying commercial and residential real estate. Amy Wolf, my lovely co-host, is the business manager at Wolf Baldwin and Associates, bringing you fine legal service in the borough of Pottstown since 1973. Amy Marazis, video producer and coach, our new technical advisor here on Porchcast. Reach out to her if you want to learn more about teleconferencing, setting up your Zoom meeting, having your church or your organization's meetings go live on the worldwide interwebs.
Definitely.
Amy Marazis, video coach and producer. We are Porchcast. Let's talk soon.
Good night. All right. God, my retinas are